As you can see, after Caesar's death, Marc Antony. Marc Antony is one such character in the drama who rises above the situations. He finds himself. All the characters are impacted by the situation. You know very well how Caesar reached the Senate house. He could not use his mind. His judgment failed. Marcus Brutus could not understand the real intention of Caius Cassius. But Marc Antony, he judges the situation very well, and he was a very good judge of human nature. And this Marc Antony comes into his own after Caesar's death. His character reveals. It looms large over the drama. It appears that after Caesar's death, he becomes the hero of the drama, Marc Antony. But after Caesar's death, he had one big fear in his mind, that next man should be him. The conspirators would target him. Why? Because he was Caesar's friend. He was Caesar's friend. And they must have planned his death. This was his fear. And I have already told you that Caius Cassius wanted this. But Marcus Brutus prevailed on him to give up this idea, because Brutus thought that Marc Antony was not a potential threat to the conspirators. Still, Marc Antony feared for his life. Marc Antony sent his servant to the conspirators to find out what was the situation. Were they planning to kill him? Was he the next man to be killed? And this servant was a very clever man. And when he was sure that this was not the case, Marc Antony arrives on the scene. There is a body of Julius Caesar lying there in the dust. He wails over his body. He cries. He shows deep sorrow. He is so much overcome with sorrow that he begs of the conspirators to kill him with the same swords and knives with which Julius Caesar was killed. Why? Because they were smeared with the most noble blood of the time, Julius Caesar's blood. And he wanted to be killed with the same swords and knives. And he also told them no time was better for him than to die after Caesar's death, because what was left for him? His best friend had been killed and he wanted to die. After his death, he would lie beside the body of Julius Caesar. Then conspirators say, Marc Antony, don't beg death from us. Your voice will play. Your voice will be heard in making appointments and forming new government in Rome after Caesar. But Marc Antony finds himself in a difficult middle ground. Actually, he was loyal to Julius Caesar. No doubt Julius Caesar was his heart and soul. He was mourning his death. He was lamenting over his body. But at the same time, he did not want to annoy the conspirators. He did not want to give impression to the conspirators that he was with Julius Caesar and against them. He was with Julius Caesar. He wanted to convey this message, but he was not against the conspirators. So he says that, friends, I am ready to shake hands with you. But when I look back at the body of Julius Caesar, I withdraw my hand. What should I do? I am on the horns of dilemma. What to do? He calls them choice and master spirits of the age. He flatters them. And he flatters them because he knows that they are the future rulers of Rome. And he did not want to annoy them. He knew that if he was killed, the matter will be over. Caesar's death would not be avenged. So he was buying time. And he wanted to enlarge his roles. So he directed all his actions towards Brutus. He knew that Brutus was a much better person than Cassius. And Brutus's heart would melt to see his condition. Brutus would believe him, trust him, and he succeeded in that. So he got two concessions from Brutus. First of all, he gathered courage to ask this question: why was Caesar killed? What was his fault? Why was Caesar killed? And if I am convinced, I will forget Caesar. I will forget Caesar. If you convince me that Caesar was killed for right reason and Caesar deserved death, he will have no problem. And second thing, he wanted permission from them that he would speak on Caesar's funeral. In this way, he plays his difficult role from that middle ground, which is a very difficult middle ground for him, and he manipulates very well. This was Marc Antony. But once the conspirators, killers leave the scene, you find a different Marc Antony, real Marc Antony. He shows his real face, and then you see his outburst. He is boiling within, and his anger comes out. Previously, as long as the conspirators were with him, Marc Antony was very careful with his words. He called them gentlemen, choice and master spirits of the age, honorable man. But once they left the scene, he called them butchers. No better than butchers. He makes this statement: "Oh, pardon me. Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth. Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek." Meek means humble. I am meek and gentle with these butchers. The bleeding piece of earth means the dead body of Caesar, out of which the blood was still flowing. So, oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth, that I am meek and gentle with these butchers. And he appeals to the ghost of Julius Caesar, the spirit of Julius Caesar, to come hot from the hell and wrench for revenge. Revenge. He predicts that there will be no peace in Rome. Rome will burn because Caesar had been killed, the Messiah of poor, the hero of Rome. Julius Caesar had been killed, so there will be no peace in Rome. Rome will burn. There will be bloodbath. There will be so much killing in Rome that a mother will only smile when she finds her child to be cut into 4 pieces, because she has seen so much bloodbath, so much violence, so much killings, that even the death of her child would be nothing to him, nothing to her. In this way, Caesar's ghost would move around Rome asking for revenge, and Rome will burn. There will be no peace because the noble blood of Julius Caesar had been shed. Rome will burn. There will be no peace in Rome. If you have any queries, please write in the comment section and subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day.